Thank you very much for joining us here on Mirror Now. I am Hina Gambhir. The election season has officially begun with the Election Commission of India announcing the schedule for the assembly polls in 5 states, including Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Uttarakhand, Manipur and Goa. Now, the voting for the assembly elections in these 5 states will be held between 10th of February and 7th of March. In total, in 7 phases, the election process in all these 5 states will get completed. Uttar Pradesh, in fact, is going to see a 7-phase poll. Manipur elections will be held in 2 phases, and Uttarakhand, Punjab and Goa will have voting in a single phase only. The counting of votes for all the states will be done on 10th of March. The election commissioner, in fact, earlier said that in view of the prevailing conditions, all physical processions, road shows will be banned at least till 15th of January. The situation is quite dynamic right now. That was the view of election commission, and hence post 15th of January, the commission is going to review the situation and we'll see what can be done after that. Further, the poll body has said that all polling officers will be fully vaccinated, and he's also mentioned that those who will be at polling booths, in fact, will be treated as frontline workers and will be getting precautionary or booster dose as well when that phase begins. Listen in to what the Chief Election Commissioner had to say today.
All elections of 5 states will be conducted in 7 phases. Total 7. All the 5 states combined together will be completed in 7 phases. No road show, no padyatra, no cycle, bike or vehicle rally and any procession. Similarly, no physical rally of political parties or probable candidates or any other group related to election shall be allowed till 15th January. Commission shall subsequently review the situation, considering the situation of the pandemic, and issue further restrictions accordingly.
निश्चित ही उत्तर प्रदेश से भारतीय जनता पार्टी की विदाई होनी है। 10 मार्च तक जनता को मौका मिला है फैसला लेने का, और जिस तरीके से भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने यहाँ के किसानों को दुखी किया, गरीब जनता को दुखी किया, अन्याय की सभी सीमा लांघ गए, नौजवानों को बड़े पैमाने पर बेरोजगारी में छोड़ दिया, किसान के हित के लिए कोई फैसला नहीं लिया। इसलिए 10 मार्च के बाद उत्तर प्रदेश से भारतीय जनता पार्टी का साफ होना तय है, और 10 तारीख के बाद जो समाजवादी पार्टी ने संकल्प लिया है कि यहाँ के गरीबों का, यहाँ के लोगों का 300 यूनिट बिजली के लिए कोई बिल नहीं आएगा, शून्य उनका बिल होगा। साथ ही साथ आगे पढ़ाई करने वाले नौजवानों को लैपटॉप भी देने का काम समाजवादी सरकार में होगा।
My colleague Ayushman is joining us live this evening. We are also joined by Mandar Phanse, Senior Editor, Mirror Now. Good evening to both of you. Ayushman, to you first. With the announcement of the dates of elections in these 5 crucial states, the election season has begun. The Model Code of Conduct comes into place from today. But, very interesting announcements, in fact, were made by the Election Commission of India today. For example, the expenditure per candidate has gone up. That amount has been increased. The Election Commission has said that at least till 15th of January, physical rallies will not really be allowed. But what is going to be the way for the Election Commission to ensure that these are implemented on the ground as well, to check whether it's being followed or not?
Yes, there are 2 significant aspects which the Election Commission has noted here. One is that physical rallies and road shows and any kind of congregation has been completely banned till January 15, saying the situation is dynamic, they will review. But the second and important aspect is that they have said that all the political parties and the candidates will be giving the undertaking in the Suvidha portal, and if they are found to be violating the norms, then the commission will not be giving them permission for holding virtual rallies even if the norms are flouted. So this is something, it would be important to see how the commission implements this on ground, because it's a huge challenge. Over 8 crore people are going to vote there. The congregation will be there. How the commission controls that gathering, and how many people are actually denied that permission to hold that rallies if they are flouting to the rules, that remains to be seen. But in the overall aspect, if you see, the commission clearly notes that the situation that is prevailing today, it was not a month ago, and that's why it would be speculative to say what will happen in future, and that is why they have given the time till 15th of Jan. After that, they will be again meeting, will be devising a schedule on COVID crisis. They made it clear that most of the poll-going states are not worst affected by COVID, and that is why that question should not be brought. Yes, COVID guidelines should be followed, and if the political parties don't adhere to the norms, their permission of holding the rallies can also be cancelled if Commission finds that they are not clearly following the norms that has been laid on ground.
Right. Ayushman, request you to stay on with us. Mandar, now opposition specifically in the state of Uttar Pradesh has started raising concerns over not allowing the political parties to hold physical rallies. I mean, something that here on Mirror Now, we've also been speaking about, that when there are restrictions in place for you and me, the viewers, then why should political rallies be allowed? But they say that the ruling party will have an advantage because they have infrastructure, they have more money.
Yeah, of course. I mean, opposition has been always complaining such kind of things because ruling party is always a bone of contention for the opposition. Be it this COVID time or otherwise, also opposition will keep cribbing about that. But more to that, yes, there is an advantage, inherent advantage for any ruling party when it comes to the campaigning, when it comes to going for the polls ahead of elections. So everywhere it seems the opposition will complain about that. But the fact remains that we also on Mirror Now always we have been campaigning that everybody, the rule has to be same for everyone, and be it a ruling party or an opposition party, the rallies should be controlled. The rallies should have been by now controlled. And looking at the present scenario in the country, and the growing menace of the pandemic, the overall rallies and the scenario which even the Election Commission has mentioned that they will look towards the rallies till 15th of the January. So of course these kind of complaints from oppositions are natural, but and that fear is also natural. But yes, ruling party also should come forward, and they should also assure the opposition, or for that matter even the people, that they will also judiciously go for elections and not just flout all the norms just because they are in the ruling party.
Right. Stay with us, Mandar. Let me once again go back to Ayushman, who continues to be with us at this point in time. Ayushman, you know, like I mentioned earlier, several interesting announcements, in fact, were made by the Election Commission of India today. Two we've already discussed. One, of course, was also about empowering the people, empowering the voters. So if there's something unethical that's taking place, then clearly, they can complain to the Election Commission via certain apps.
Well, the Election Commission today has definitely said there were several questions being raised on how the Commission is going to implement the issues, the guidelines on ground. The Commission has said
I'm just interrupting you there. Request you to stay on with us. We have Yogi Adityanath, the UP Chief Minister's reaction coming in.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर पुनः बनेगी, ये मुझे पूरा विश्वास है.
All right, so that was the UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, confident of another victory for the Bharatiya Janata Party in the upcoming assembly elections in the state of Uttar Pradesh. It's going to be a 7-phase election for the state of Uttar Pradesh starting from 10th of February. Let's go back to Ayushman. Ayushman, I had to interrupt you earlier. You were telling us about how this time, efforts are being made so that people also monitor what is happening on the ground.
Yes, in fact, there was one question which, of course, we didn't get the chance. There was that we wanted to ask the Election Commission was on the fake news and the social media manipulation that may arise in the coming days, because we know social media as a tool has got that power to manipulate elections, and for now, the commission has told the companies to draft their own advisory in which they can work. But the bigger aspect here points out to the fact that commission somehow on ground believes that in the coming days the situation is going to be normal, at least in the poll-bound states. And with the rallies being banned till 15th, there'll be a situation analysis on 15th of January. The commission has made it clear that the political parties need to control the crowd. They don't need to gather. And how much of that will happen on ground, that remains to be seen. But the commission puts the onus back on the political parties. There is no stringent step that has been taken. But one point has been said that if you don't follow the norms, we may cancel the permission to hold the rallies. Here the commission also points out to the fact that it is ultimately targeting for an increased participation. And that's why you see over 16% of polling booths increase has been there. They are saying that there is in all 5 states, there is not a single polling station where more than 1,000 voters are going to be there for polling. All of them are less than 1,000 voters. So currently they are looking at a participation, enhanced participation, but all of that remains on the COVID situation that will be emerging, because today we are seeing more than 1 lakh cases coming. How will the COVID behave in the coming days remains to be seen, is what the commission right now is telling.
Right, Ayushman, stay on with us. In fact, we are now getting a reaction from senior Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge as well. Let's listen in.
They have announced. And election should be free, fair, and it should be, means election commission should act impartially. That is our request. Let us see how they will act in future, and how they treat opposition party as well as the government or BJP party. We have to see it, because the election process not yet started, the dates are announced. But let us see, sometimes, many times, some people go according to their wishes. And now it is very difficult to predict which way or how much impartiality will be there.
So that was the first reaction we got from Mallikarjun Kharge of the Congress party. Let me go back to Mandar as well. Mandar, now, out of the 5 states, 4 currently are with the BJP. So it's going to be a very, very crucial battle for the BJP, plus a test for parties like TMC, which are now trying to take the position of a national, or you can say the principal opposition party in the country, trying to replace Congress party, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, look at the situation in Goa. TMC has recently started venturing into Goa, and the overall situation itself has changed. In Goa, right now, the strongest party appears to be the BJP, as they are already in the power. But if you really go in the nitty-gritties of the Goa and the situation in Goa, Goa is a very, very volatile state. Goa is a very, very complicated political structure state, and that's why right now it seems whether the TMC is going to benefit the overall non-BJP parties coalitions or not, because this is how, if at all, the TMC is coming and cutting down the votes, the so-called secular votes, and at the same time, if it is competing with the Congress, then obviously there will be a rift in the non-BJP vote banks, and therefore right now the major concern in Goa, when I was talking to various leaders in Goa who are non-BJP leaders, they were also really not sure what kind of a role the TMC will do in terms of whether they will earn a complete vote share. Because remember, AAP is also there in Goa. AAP is fairly formidable compared to TMC as of now, because TMC has just ventured into Goa. And looking at all this situation, Congress is also having their own strongholds in Goa. You cannot really rule out Congress totally from Goa, although right now the Congress is really seems to be struggling in Goa. But remember, even BJP is struggling, because BJP is first time experiencing any stalwart leaders behind them in Goa. Goa was having a strong leader for BJP in Manor Parrikar. now he
And
is
in
no
fact,
more. And
Mandar,
that's why,
without Manohar
it will be a
Parrikar
very, very
for
difficult
BJP, this battle in Goa for the first time is going to be without Manohar Parrikar, the leader who actually, made inroads for BJP, we can say, in Goa.
Yes, absolutely. Because Manohar Parrikar was a person who was cutting across the party lines when it comes to his personality and his stature in terms of politics in Goa. Apart from that, of course, he was a person who used to know the social fabric of Goa, Christians, Hindus, the minority Muslims over there. Everybody used to be in connect with Manohar Parrikar. So he was well-rooted person there. Right now, since he is not there, Goa BJP, who's looking like a very, very strong Hindu party in Goa, might as well face some challenges to come up with, because obviously they will also have to field Christian candidates. And right now, looking at the AAP, looking at the TMC and Congress, it will be very difficult for BJP as well right now to retain their stronghold position in Goa, especially when Manohar Parrikar is not there.
All right, Mandar and Ayushman, requesting both of you to please stay on with us. Let's now listen in to what exactly UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath had to say after this announcement by the Election Commission today.
चुनाव लोकतंत्र का उत्सव है। भारत निर्वाचन आयोग ने देश के सबसे बड़े राज्य उत्तर प्रदेश समेत 5 राज्यों में विधानसभा चुनावों की घोषणा की है। उत्तर प्रदेश पिछले 5 वर्षों के दौरान प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के मार्गदर्शन में, उनके प्रेरणा से बदलाव और विकास की एक नई राह पर चला है। नए भारत के नए उत्तर प्रदेश में लोकतंत्र का ये महापर्व का हम हृदय से स्वागत करते हैं। 10 मार्च 2022 को जब उत्तर प्रदेश विधानसभा चुनाव के परिणाम आएंगे तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रचंड बहुमत के साथ जनता जनार्दन का आशीर्वाद प्राप्त करने में सफल होगी, इसमें कोई संदेह नहीं होना चाहिए।
पहली बार ऐसा हो रहा है कि कोविड के समय पर इलेक्शन हो रहा है और इलेक्शन कमीशन भी तमाम नियमों को और तमाम नियम बनाए हैं। मेडिकल ऑफिसर्स, नोडल ऑफिसर्स बनाए गए हैं। डिस्ट्रिक्ट और अन्य जगह पर मेडिकल ऑफिसर भी नोडल ऑफिसर्स हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं आशंका इस बात की भी है कि कोविड होगा या कोविड फैलेगा, और अगर वर्चुअल रैली के लिए हम जाएंगे तो उन पार्टियों के लिए कहीं ना कहीं इलेक्शन कमीशन को सोचना चाहिए। जिन पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के पास, जिन पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के वर्कर्स के पास अगर कोई इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, वर्चुअल रैली के लिए तमाम चीज़ें नहीं है, तो आखिरकार वो कैसे करेंगे। इसलिए कहीं ना कहीं इलेक्शन कमीशन को कुछ तो सहयोग करना चाहिए, चाहे वो चैनल के माध्यम से विपक्ष के लोगों को समय ज़्यादा दें।
So that was the reaction that we've got from UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav. Abhishek continues to be with us about the latest from Uttarakhand. We have my colleague Ayushman as well from the national capital. Abhishek, now what kind of reactions have you heard from political parties in Uttarakhand after the announcement, after the ban on physical rallies that has come?
देखिए, सबसे पहले मैं बता दूं, उत्तराखंड में जैसे ही चुनाव आयोग ने तारीख की घोषणा करी 14 फरवरी, उसके बाद ही पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज का, जैसे हरीश रावत जी ने सबसे पहले थैंक्स बोला कि थैंक यू वेरी मच। चुनाव आयोग को सबसे पहले थैंक यू बोलने वाले हरीश रावत थे। फिर उसके बाद बीजेपी ने भी अपनी प्रतिक्रिया देनी शुरू कर दी है। लेकिन यहाँ पे अगर देखा जाए तो यहाँ जैसी भौगोलिक स्थिति है उसे देखते हुए चुनाव आयोग ने जो रिस्ट्रिक्शंस लगाई हैं वो काफी देखने वाली और बहुत चुनौती वाली होगी। कि मैं आपको बता दूं, जैसे पहाड़ी एरिया है, पहाड़ में बहुत सारे ऐसी जगह हैं जहां पर नेटवर्क स्थिति बहुत ज्यादा गंभीर बनी रहती है, और जहां इशू नेटवर्क का बना रहता है वहां पे कन्विंसिंग और कैसे होगी, ये एक बड़ा सवाल जरूर खड़ा होगा। जी।
जी बिल्कुल, आप परी रहिए अभिषेक हमारे साथ. Let me go across to Ayushman as well once again. Ayushman, now we have started in fact getting reactions from other political parties as well. For example, just now we've got a reaction from Nawab Malik of the NCP, and all seem to be raising questions about how the Election Commission will ensure that the rules are followed, that no political party, no political candidate violates the guideline that has now come into place.
Yes, in fact, that is one question which remains as a very, very important question for Election Commission. The Commission says that there are total over 900, nearly 900 observers which will be sent in different states, and that would include the officials of Election Commission as well as the Chief Electoral Officer's office in these states to see these guidelines are followed or not. But also, if the need arises, there will be special observers sent into these states to see how the guidelines can be followed. Of course, there is a doubt on how do you implement the public meeting guideline, and how do you make sure that all those guidelines which you have enlisted in COVID protocol are implemented on ground, because you have a pool of over 18.55 crore voters. 50% of them, nearly 50% of them are women voters is what the Election Commission is saying. But on ground, when you have to deal with such a large force, do you have the manpower to see the implementation? The Commission clearly hints to the fact that there is a C-Vigil app on which people can report, and the Commission will take a note within one hour. But the most important aspect is, how is the Commission going to respond when the violation is taking place at a larger scale, because the elections are there in 5 states?
Right. Ayushman, request you to stay on with us. We are now getting a reaction from Union Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat as well, BJP leader. Let's listen in.
देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि यदि गलत हुआ है तो प्रोटेस्ट के बजाय उन्हें उसके लिए विधि सम्मत कार्रवाई करना चाहिए. चुनाव अधिकारी ने जो भी निर्णय किया है, मैं उस पर टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन भारत की संवैधानिक प्रक्रिया में इन सब विषयों को लेकर के व्यवस्थाएं हैं, तय व्यवस्थाएं. उन तय व्यवस्थाओं के अनुरूप काम करना चाहिए, न कि प्रोटेस्ट करके केवल अपनी खींच को लोगों के सामने प्रकट करके उसका राजनीतिक लाभ उठाने का प्रयास करें. भारतीय जनता पार्टी की मेयर बनी है. भारतीय जनता पार्टी विकास के एजेंडे के साथ में चंडीगढ़ को और अधिक प्रगतिशील शहर, चंडीगढ़ को और अधिक स्वच्छ साफ सुथरा शहर, चंडीगढ़ को और अधिक नागरिकों की आकांक्षाओं अपेक्षाओं के अनुकूल शहर बनाने के लिए काम करें.
So that was the reaction from Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Union Minister of Jal Shakti and also a senior BJP leader. And we will now be slipping into a very, very short break, but that's going to be our top focus ahead as well. Stay with us.